Close your eyes for a second. Actually, don't. You're reading this. But imagine you're 9 years old again, sitting 3 feet from a CRT television that's probably slowly ruining your eyesight. Your thumb hovers over the X button. Crash spins. The wooden crate explodes into perfect geometric shards with that satisfying crack and tinkle of cartoon physics. You can hear it right now, can't you? That exact sound. Not just remember it. Hear it. Here's what's strange. You probably haven't played Crash Bandicoot in 20 years. You've heard thousands of sounds since then. Millions, maybe. Car alarms, fire alarms, actual important things people said to you at crucial moments in your life. But that Wumpa fruit crate breaking? Crystal clear, perfectly preserved, like it's been sitting in a vault in your brain, waiting. Why does a sound from a video game you played as a child feel more real than conversations you had last week? Crash Bandicoot arrived on the PlayStation in 1996, and those crates weren't just obstacles. They were percussion. Every level was a rhythm game disguised as a platformer. You develop a flow state, a cadence. Spin, jump, break. Spin, jump, break. The audio feedback loop was instant and satisfying in a way that few games had achieved before. Naughty Dog understood something fundamental. Sound design could be addictive. But this isn't really about Crash Bandicoot. It's about why certain memories from childhood grip us with such unreasonable intensity, while genuinely important moments from adulthood dissolve like sugar in rain. Psychologists call this childhood amnesia paradox. Most people can't remember anything before age 3, and memories before age 7 are spotty at best. Yet the memories we do have from childhood, especially between ages 6 and 12, are often more vivid, more emotionally potent, and more stubbornly persistent than anything that happened in our 20s. This period, roughly from ages 10 to 30, is called the reminiscence bump. It's when your brain is encoding memories with the emotional intensity of someone experiencing everything for the first time. Because you were. When you played Crash Bandicoot, you weren't just playing a video game. You were learning what satisfaction felt like, what mastery felt like, what frustration, persistence, and eventual triumph felt like. Every crate you broke was teaching your brain's reward system what good meant. And your brain was paying attention, not the scattered caffeine-fueled 12 tabs open attention you have now. The pure, undiluted focus of a mind that hasn't yet learned to be cynical about joy. Here's what's actually happening in your brain when you hear that crate sound in your mind. Your hippocampus, the structure responsible for forming and retrieving memories, doesn't store memories like a hard drive. It stores them like a web of associations. Sound, emotion, context, physical sensation, even the smell of your childhood living room carpet, all linked together in a neural network that fires as a complete experience. When you were a kid, every sensation was being encoded with more emotional weight because your amygdala, the brain's emotional center, was in overdrive. Children experience emotions more intensely than adults. Not because they're dramatic, but because their prefrontal cortex, the part that regulates and dampens emotional responses, isn't fully developed yet. It won't be until you're 25. So when 9-year-old you broke that crate and felt that little dopamine hit, your brain treated it like crucial survival information. This matters. Remember this. Everything about this. And it did. But here's the twist. The memory you have isn't actually the memory of playing Crash Bandicoot in 1996. It's a memory of the last time you remembered playing Crash Bandicoot. Every time you recall a memory, your brain reconstructs it, and in that reconstruction, details shift. They simplify, they polish. The frustration of dying on the same level 30 times gets smoothed away. The boredom of waiting for your turn while your friend played gets edited out. What remains is a greatest hits version. A fantasy that's been refined through dozens of retellings until it's more perfect than the original ever was. Neuroscientist Daniela Schiller calls this memory reconsolidation. Each time you access a memory, it becomes temporarily unstable, malleable. Then it gets saved again, slightly altered. You're not preserving the past. You're rewriting it, making it more compatible with the story you tell yourself about who you were and who you've become. This is why nostalgia feels so good and so dangerous at the same time. When you hear that Crash Bandicoot crate sound, you're not just remembering a game. You're remembering a version of yourself who had infinite summers, who believed games would always feel this magical, who didn't know yet about responsibilities and disappointments and the way time speeds up. That person doesn't exist anymore. They never existed the way you remember them. But the grief you feel for them? That's real. So what do you do with this? Stop being nostalgic? Pretend the past doesn't matter? No. But maybe understand what nostalgia actually is. It's not a window into the past. It's a mirror reflecting what you think you've lost. And sometimes what you think you've lost, you never actually had. You had something better. The real, messy, imperfect experience of being alive at a specific moment, with all its boredom and frustration intact. The sound of that crate breaking is beautiful not because the game was perfect, but because you were present. You weren't worried about optimizing your time or capturing content. You were just there, existing in a moment that felt like it would last forever. You can't get that feeling back by replaying old games. Trust me, people try. They download emulators, buy retro consoles, chase the dragon, and it never quite works because the magic wasn't in the pixels. It was in you. In the person you were, experiencing novelty with a brain that hadn't yet learned to protect itself by feeling less. But here's what you can do. You can notice when you're present now, when something catches your attention so completely that you forget to perform. When you're not documenting or optimizing, just experiencing. Those moments are still available to you. They're just quieter now, easier to miss. That Crash Bandicoot crate sound isn't haunting you because the past was better. It's haunting you because you were paying attention. The good news? You still can. The next time that sound echoes through your mind, don't just feel sad about what's gone. Feel grateful that you were there, really there, at least once. And then ask yourself, where are you not paying attention now? What sounds, what moments, what tiny, perfect things are happening around you that future you will ache for? The crates are still breaking. You just have to listen.